Hey everyone, welcome back to Paper Therapy with Amy. I'm just showing you the different sheets that I'm using to do this 2-page spread. I was at a scrapbooking retreat and I bought some random papers and a paper packet. So I'm going to be using these papers, not all of them actually, I only end up using a few of them, but I'm going to use them for the layout that I'm going to work on today. It's a tropical layout, a bunch of different flora from Hawaii. And I had a lot of fun with the embellishments because I have built up quite a little supply of tropical supplies for scrapbooking. So I really wanted to use this paper, and spoiler alert, I don't end up using it in the end. But I really badly wanted to use it because it looked really tropical to me, but it is just so stinking busy and it just bothered me. And actually, I kind of left this overnight and went to bed because this is the retreat you stayed at and slept at. And when I got back, I was like, no, I just can't do it. So I switched it out for just the black. But for now, I'm just kind of arranging things, and I do end up leaving the rest of the layout the same. I just don't keep that background black and white paper. This other paper I'm going to bring in is from 49 and Market. And, you know, I wanted to call it my mind's eye. My mind's eye doesn't even exist anymore. Anyways, 49 and Market, and I had bought a paper pack there. If you keep up with my videos, then you know that I bought Birdsong. And this is a sheet from Birdsong. I thought it went well with my layout, so I decided to try and fit it in. So I'm just sort of auditioning it here, and then I think, yeah, I think I like it. And so I cut it in half so I can use it on both sides of the layout. When we were in Waikiki, we got to stay at the Hilton. It's pictured there, and we were pretty spoiled. We stayed in this huge room because my husband is part of a kind of a planning committee and executive committee of this organization that we are able to travel with. And because he was kind of highfalutin in that organization, they comp you some nice rooms, and we got to have one of those nice rooms. So it was pretty exciting. Now I have kind of changed my mind and thought, oh, maybe I need to do white. Maybe it's just too much going on. This is me struggling with that background. I ended up not liking it, and I think I'm trying to settle it down because it's feeling too busy to me. But I do bring that green paper back in and choose to take the black and white paper away. Now, all is not lost because I am using this time to decide on how I want to lay out my photos. So they do end up like this. And I am going to add some of this paper in. I think it looks kind of tropical to me, and it just looks really nice with these, a lot of greenery pictures. My favorite picture is that, oh, I just covered it up with my trimmer, but it's the one of me walking away with that big tree or plant that looks like a fan, kind of, I don't know, spread out above me. And I just think that's the coolest tree plant ever. All you tropical people who live in warm places will know what kind of plant that is, but I have no idea. I'm sure it's a palm, but I don't know what kind of palm it would be. I'm sure there's hundreds of palms. But anyways, I did want to use this paper with the green flora on it, and I'm trying to think how I'm going to add it. I'm ending up adding it in a banner across the bottom. You can see there on that one picture, it says the Hilton Hawaiian Village. Beautiful place that we stayed at, and that's kind of a subtitle because that was like a little fake waterfall they had there. And so these are all pictures that I've taken around the Hilton. It's really tough when you go on trips like this to decide how many layouts to do, because I could have just done almost a whole layout from every picture that I had. They were so beautiful, but that's just not the way I work. I'm like, I can't have, you know, a huge album just from 1 week in Hawaii. So I tried to kind of group things together, and I had a lot of pictures I really liked from the hotel. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do, you know, a layout of around about the hotel. I didn't end up getting pictures from inside the hotel. I didn't even really think to take one in our room, but I'll maybe put some journaling in somewhere that says we had an awesome room, and that'll have to be good enough. All right, you can see I've added this soft green paper in, and I really like it. I think it's quite pretty. It is, I think, close to my heart, sage. I'm gonna pull these out for a minute to ink around the edges. I've dovetailed everything now, and in a moment you're gonna see me bring that paper from 49 and Market back in, and I really want it to fit. And that's when I kind of make the decision that it's either the 49 and Market paper or that black and white paper in the background, and not both. I'm curious what you all do when you have a trip with so many pictures. Do you scrapbook them all and have the fattest albums in the world from your trips? Or do you try to squeeze more on a page like I do, just so that you don't have such huge albums? Or what's your go-to way to, to solve this problem of having thousands of pictures from a trip? One thing that is really cool about the Hilton Hawaiian Village is that they still do fireworks every Friday night, and they've been doing that for years and years. I don't know how many years. One of the ladies there knew, and I was so impressed by that, and it's pretty neat. We actually could sit on our balcony in our hotel and watch them, and they were really beautiful. So here is the moment where I bring that paper back in. I really want to use that paper because I think it looks so nice with these pictures. It's just got the right greens in it. And so I bring it back in, and I'm really thinking things over. And you can kind of tell by the lighting here that it's actually evening. There is a skylight in the building that we were having the retreat at, but it is evening. And so this is kind of right before I went to bed. And then in the morning I did the embellishing, and I might have even switched out the paper right before I walked away, and thought, okay, if I come back tomorrow morning and I'm like, yes, that's it, then I'm gonna just go with it. Okay, are you all ready? Ta-da! Doesn't that look so much better? I'm gonna bring in my embellishments here on a piece of just cheap printer paper to protect my surface here, and I'm gonna try and give them a little bit more dimension with some blending brushes. So I'm going to add some ink, just a little bit of shadowing to these leaves, these tropical leaves. I can't think what these plants are called right now. And I'm also going to do the hibiscus flowers. I'm going to add a little bit of mist ink. Spoiler alert, one of the in colors that's coming up this next year, this next catalog, is very similar to mist. It's a little bit more gray. It's called Cloud Cover. Anyways, I add a little bit to the center of each of these flowers, the ones that are mist and the ones that are white, and it makes the flowers look like the center is a little more recessed, and that just really gives them a little bit more dimension. I also have some different foliage. I have these white leaves that have kind of a typeset on them, or like printing on them. They are from Nature's Sweetness. I cut them out of the paper that has the typeset with the little bit of gold splattering. So they have a little gold splattering as well. Then I have these little heart-shaped sprigs, and they are from the Golden Greenery stamp set and dies, and they're a standalone die. I've been using them quite a bit. They really give a cute little, they fill in embellishment clusters, and they're very sweet. Then there is those gold kind of netting leaves. Those ones came in a little package, and they were on the clearance rack for a while. If they're still there, I'll link them down below. Anything that's still available, I'll link down below. So some of these leaves are from my stash, and some of them are from Stampin' Up. Although I think actually the Golden Greenery is also sold out. So I think maybe the only thing that you can get that's identical to this would be the hibiscus flowers. Speaking of those hibiscus flowers, they come with a hybrid embossing folder, and there is actually a stamp for the outline of the flower, which is what I've used here, and then there's a stamp that colors in the inside. I like to use either the stamp that colors in the inside or the embossing folder, and I think I use the embossing folder this time, and not both, because I feel like it's just a bit too much if you use both. And I'm really digging how they look stamped on white paper. I just think they're very pretty when they're white. I think it might be that white and black contrast. That's why I loved that paper in the beginning that I really wanted to use, but it just was too busy. I really just am attracted to black and white. But you really don't need to have the exact same foliage leaves as I have here. As long as you have a few different types of leaves and some flowers, you can create embellishment clusters with whatever is in your stash. You want to have flowers that are kind of a circular shape, or otherwise pine cones work on a more of a hiking layout, or snowflakes work on a winter layout, something that's a little bit circular. And then you want to have sprigs that can come from behind there. And then you want to try and add something from each of your embellishments that you've created to each cluster. So I'm trying my best to have one blue flower and one white flower if I can. I'm not sure if I do that everywhere, but in the two bigger clusters, I think I do. And then I want to have at least one of each kind of foliage. And I'm just tucking those in the way it looks good to me. So odd numbers are usually the best go-to. So I have three main embellishment clusters going on here. And then I have a little one that I'm working on up here by the title, just to draw a little attention to the title and to draw the title into the rest of the layout. You can see that I'm not afraid to cut my little sprigs apart. I sometimes like those little heart-shaped leaves, they are actually kind of too big to put all in one spot for me. So I like to cut them apart so I can tuck them here and there and spread them a little farther around the page. This embellishment cluster I'm working on right now, there is a guy that we don't know in the background by my husband there. So I'm trying to bring those flowers right down to cover that guy up so you can just see my husband and not a stranger in my pictures. It's really starting to come together now, but I am going to fuss around with these embellishment clusters a little bit more. I always just like to get them just perfect. And then sometimes it's hard to keep them that way when you're gluing them down because you kind of have to dismantle them to glue them. Although I do love the Barely Art glue that I can just kind of hold it down and peek the glue under corners to get it to stick. I believe for this layout, I did pop up some of the flowers and possibly some of those larger green leaves, but most things I glued directly to the page. I hesitated to buy these gold leaves like this one I'm placing in right now, but you know, they are so light and airy, they really can add to your layout. I'm so glad that I did pick them up. I think I got them once they went on clearance, and I think they might be gone now. I'm so sorry that some of these things are no longer available, but they will be updating that clearance section or the last chance products section, I believe, in April, and it might even be tomorrow, April 1st. As I'm recording this, it is the last day of March. I probably won't post until tomorrow. So go and check if there's new things on there and keep an eye on it because you can get some good deals there. And I'm always looking there, even though I'm a demonstrator. I love to have a good deal. And I'll try to give you a heads up as I'm putting out videos when I see the clearance rack updated, or I should call it the last chance products now. If you'd like to see this layout a little closer up, I will add some photos to my social media accounts and they will be listed down below. So come for a visit to my social medias and drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And if you are enjoying this video, I'd love it if you hit that thumbs up button, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. It really does help me get a little more noticed on YouTube all the time, and my channel keeps on growing, and I'm really enjoying that. I know at the end, once everything's glued down, I think I did add a few little iridescent gems to this page because they kind of look like water droplets to me, and they have a little bit of gold in them, and I thought that they looked pretty on this page. Or on these pages, I should say. And that's about it. Pretty soon, I'm going to be showing you the close-up of this layout. I will certainly be revisiting doing flowers in black and white again. And I really am enamored with how they turned out. I wanted to have this little wonder nice and close, so it really led you right into this pretty embellishment cluster, and you can see some of those gold glitter gems if you look close now. I'm just really happy with this layout, and I'm really happy that I got rid of that black and white paper in the background. It was just too much. I think this is so much nicer, especially with all the embellishments I ended up putting on. That is it from me for today. If you would like to see another layout where I use these same hibiscus flowers, click on the video that's going to come up on the screen next, and I'll catch y'all next time here on YouTube. Bye.